Growing up in my mother's and my grandmother's kitchen, green curry is a memory that I remember really well. I think just because our family loves green curry so much. So I just remember myself helping my mom making paste from scratch. It is the favorite of the family, so green curry is very special. Hi, I am Chef Sanitchat. I'm chef and owner of Thai Fresh here in Austin. We are here today at Made in Kitchen, and we'll be making green curry with chicken and sweet potato. Green curry, it is my favorite curry because it has all the flavors that would showcase the true flavors of Thai cooking. It has spicy, which comes from the green chilies, like the small green chilies, which are vibrant and spicy at the same time. And then it has the saltiness from the fish sauce. It's got a little bit of sugar, which is a little bit of sweetness. It also has all the sour element from basil, from lime leaves. This is the most well-balanced curry of the Thai curries. So these are Thai basil, purple stem, purple flowers, and all you have to do is just take them off of the stem and just pick it. And then if some of the flowers go in there, that's fine. So we're gonna need about, I would say, roughly around a cup of basil, so that should be enough, half cup to a cup. It's a little bit more pungent, so it's like very distinct flavor. But in a pinch, you could also use the regular basil to some. You can use sweet potato and many other, starchy vegetables, or you can even do broccoli or whatever vegetable that you actually like, really. You can mix them as well, so we're gonna start by peeling them. It's actually, we don't really use sweet potato in Thailand. We do have like purple potato in Thailand, but we don't really use them in curry. We're gonna cut these guys into bite-sized pieces. In Thai cooking, we cut all things in bite-size because we don't really use knife when we eat, so we use fork and spoons. We cut them smaller, so they cook faster, and then we don't need a knife to cut it. So we're just gonna cut that in half, about 1 inch pieces, 1 inch cube, so just cut that. So it's just kind of roughly about the same size. So there you go. We got sweet potato, that's ready. We're using chicken thighs here today. It is more fat in the chicken thighs, so it's a little bit more tender, and then it would stand up or it will hold up to the curry much better than chicken breast. And we're just gonna cut them into bite size again. Slice them into strip. We're gonna slice them into almost like little cube bite size, like that. Thai cooking is more into like when you prep, so you do more of the prep work, but the cooking time is very little because everything is so small. Cooking time for the chicken would be only 5 minutes or so, just about almost the same time as the sweet potato. Before you start cooking, it is always a good idea to have everything right in front of you because a lot of these guys also take quite a bit of time to prep. So today we'll be using Made in Saucier. The reason that this is a perfect vessel for making curry because of the large bottom and the higher size, because we're going to be doing a little bit of sauteing in the beginning as well. So this is perfect for it. The important thing for making curry with coconut milk is that you don't shake the can. So make sure the can is upright. It's been in the pantry for a few days would be perfect, so that if you buy it on the same days, sometimes it gets shaken in the car and things like that. So make sure that is the case, because we're only going to be using just the top part of the can, which is the creamy part. When you open the can without shaking it, you're going to see the very, very creamy top part. So that is essentially coconut cream that is separated. Kind of slowly pour it. You can use a spoon to help, but you don't have to like scoop it out or anything. You can just do that and then just kind of get that cream out from the lid there. We're gonna do 2 cans worth of that. Coconut cream has more fat in it, fat content in it. So when you actually boil coconut cream, what it does is that it will create a little bit of oil. All right, so we're gonna turn the heat on. You can keep it on high, medium, high. At this point, we're just gonna actually be bringing this coconut cream to a boil. You can kind of stir it just a little bit just to spread it out, so that way it is not just like, because when it gets really, really hot, it could pop at you. So you wanna make sure that you kind of give it a little stir, but you don't wanna keep stirring because you want it to come to a boil. You're gonna start hearing the bubble, and you also, if you look closely, not too close because it could splash at you, that the surface of the cream gets a little bit shinier. So I'm just gonna turn it down to medium-low, so that way it's not splattering so much, but it is still simmering. It's just gonna get a little brown, so you're just gonna turn the heat down just a little bit so that it won't burn. But this is This is good, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to stir it and let it go. So once the cream comes to a boil and you let it boil for about 30 seconds to 1 minute, then we're gonna be adding the paste. And once the paste is in, you're gonna start stirring it. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit more. It's made of all the fresh herbs and spices, Thai chili, garlic, shallot, lemongrass, and galangal. The side of the sauce, which is like a little bit curved on the side, kind of help you to kind of keep that curry in there and coming down to that. You're gonna turn the heat up a little bit. You're gonna see the oil that start forming on the top of the surface because we boiled that cream and that cream created oil, and then now we mix in with the green paste, so it's gonna start creating green oil. The whole house is going to smell like green curry. So that's always remind me of me sitting by my mom, because she was the one always cooking, and then she'd be cooking the green curry, and we will all know that the green curry is being done and ready for dinner, and because we're gonna smell it from the other room. Continue the cooking with our chicken, so you're gonna go ahead and put in the raw chicken in there. This is another one that people always, or my students always like wonder, they're like, you put in the raw chicken? That is very interesting. And so I said yes, because we're cooking with just one pot. This is also where this pot is perfect for it, because once the chicken go in, you're gonna give it a little stir. So the side of the pot, I just love the curved side of the pot, that it actually helps you to keep the food inside, but then allow you to actually saute it or stir fry it. Raw chicken, when you add it into this like very little liquid and a little bit of oil and spices in there, it takes up so much flavor of the spices. It takes up a little bit faster, and then at the same time, the raw chicken in a small amount of liquid also release the flavor and make the curry taste so much better. So I'm gonna give it one more stir here. You can see that chicken is cooking, but you can also see that the outside of the chicken is almost completely cooked. We're gonna go for the next step, which is the rest of the coconut milk. We're gonna give it a little bit more heat here so that it will come to a boil before we add that sweet potato. Add the sweet potato in there, and we will also add a little bit of chicken stock or water. Water is perfect too. And then we're gonna bring this mixture to a boil one more time, and we're gonna simmer that for about 5 minutes for the sweet potato to get cooked. Check the sweet potato. So you want it to be fork tender, but it doesn't have to be like very soft or completely done. So as long as you can kind of pierce the fork in there just a little, that should be enough. Season with fish sauce, which is salty, so that's the first seasoning we're gonna do. Roughly about 3 to 4 tablespoons, but I would say try 3 and then taste it, and then add more if you need it. So remember that you will be eating the curry with rice, so a little saltier than you would prefer if you were just eating it by itself, right? So we're gonna give it a little taste here, and it is hot, be careful, it is boiling. So it is perfect. So when it is perfect, I usually add a little bit more. We don't really use that much sugar for this curry. It needs a little bit of sweetness, so it will balance out that really spicy paste. So this is my little trick. So I just kind of pour it onto the spoon if I'm cooking for a lot of people, so that I won't be double dipping. I like that. That is really good. So it's a little bit of that sweetness kind of comes around at the very end, kind of rounding everything down, make it more complex because you're adding yet another flavor onto the curry. And then to finish it up, we're gonna add the rest of our herbs or the ingredients, which are the Makrut lime leaves, or the Thai lime leaves, and then the Thai basil. So we're gonna go ahead and add basil, whole leaves like that, into there. So it might look like a lot of basil, but they don't, like once they cook, they're not really that pungent, and then it becomes a little bit sweeter. So it might look like a lot of basil, but it actually would just be perfect for the amount of curry we have. And once all the basil and the lime leaves are all submerged, we're gonna turn it off, and then we're gonna serve that over rice. All right, so now it is time to serve our green curry. I've made the jasmine rice ahead of time. It is pretty simple to make, and then we're just gonna serve curry on top of the rice. So that is your dinner. So now we're gonna see how we did with this curry. So we're gonna get a little bit of chicken in there, a bite of a sweet potato all in one bite, and make sure that there's a curry sauce. And you can, like, if you like it saucier, you can put more sauce on there. Some people prefer that. So we're gonna take a bite and see how we did. That is really good. This is how my mom would make it, And it's just like have a perfect balance of all the spicy, the sour, the sweet, the saltiness, and then the sweet potato really add to that sweetness as well. So this really take me back to my childhood, sitting by my mom in the kitchen, tasting the curry and sitting down for dinner. So thank you for watching. I'm Jam, and I'll see you next time.